Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another CSGO commentary where the gameplay is crappy and the commentary is snappy. Today guys, we got something big, something that's been going on for about 1 to 2 weeks that has just taken a bandwagon of YouTubers and has created this nice new platform for many people who do this for a living. And that is diss tracks. Diss tracks have been taking YouTube by storm for about 2 weeks now. And honestly, guys, we're here to talk about it. But first, guys, drop a like on this video if you do enjoy. Also, subscribe to the nation. We are almost at 300 subscribers. Hopefully, we can get that by the end of August. We're so close. So go subscribe right now if you are not already. So let's get right into it. So diss tracks, in my belief, have been around for a while. And it started, and I think it started by a YouTuber called RiceGum. RiceGum lives in LA now. He used to, I don't know where he lived before that, but he used to make these diss tracks on Musical.ly people, and he would just, talk trash about their content and how these kids need to be stopped. That was a lot of his titles because these Musical.ly kids just didn't belong on Musical.ly. So he started making diss tracks, and recently he started making diss tracks after an incident with the Gabby show, and he made a diss track called I Didn't Hit Her, and it was all about how Gabby had made all these accusations that he had beat her up after throwing her phone. Though he did throw her phone, he did not beat her up, and he made a whole diss track about it. Then after that, he made another diss track on Jake Paul. It's called Every Night Sis, and Jake Paul made a song called It's Everyday Bro, and RiceGum then followed it up about 3 days later called It's Every Night Sis. And honestly guys, it's a great video, and that was kind of like the accelerator for diss tracks. I Didn't Hit Her was one of the very few ones that he had made that did very well, and it did very well. But I think that diss tracks have hit this exponential graph, and it's honestly, I think it's at a point of no return. What is said has been said, and now I'm here to talk about it because it's kind of dying down, but we got some beef still happening to this day as I am recording this. So diss tracks really started with this video that KSI made, a 16 million subscribed YouTuber. He made this video called I'm Leaving the Sidemen. He made this video when he was in LA with RiceGum, and we all knew that KSI was going to be at RiceGum's place because RiceGum vlogged it, and he was telling like his folks with him that they need to go buy stuff for KSI. And so KSI made a video called I'm Leaving the Sidemen, and this video contained a lot of action and a lot of aggressiveness towards one particular person in the Sidemen, but honestly, I think it was just a little bit of bants and a lot of jokes, right? But in this video, he was talking about Bazinga or Ethan of the Sidemen, one of the group's members. And in this video, he was talking about, how Ethan was the reason he left, and he just can't stand Ethan himself as a person. So this started a lot of conflict. And this was not even like the brunt of it. This was like a little stepping stone. This was like kindergarten of diss tracks. Oh, I would say maybe not middle school, but like upper elementary. I mean, there's a lot of, before steps, which is like preschool and kindergarten and first grade. And as you grow, we're about, late elementary. Okay. We're late elementary right now. And KSI talked about, how he didn't like Bazinga or Ethan, and Bazinga just goes out and makes a diss track right on KSI himself called Drama. This video, I don't know how many views it got, but it got a lot of views, and it basically started this entire drama that has been lasted for the last 2 weeks. Then Harry from the Sidemen or Road to Shot, W2S, he made a diss track on the Olatunji brothers, which is Deji or Comedy Shorts Gamer, and JJ, also known as KSI. And he named this one KSI Sucks, though he did diss both the Olatunji brothers. And honestly, guys, this one, he went hard. He went from like we were at middle school level with Bazinga, and like almost middle school, but like Harry went right to ninth grade. He was like one of those kids that just skipped like a whole bunch of grades and didn't care. He went all out. And honestly, guys, this was one of the best ones. And to this day, it is still one of the best diss tracks on YouTube. Then, after all this, drama started, a lot of people started reacting to this. So many people got a lot of views, and a lot of people were thanking these diss tracks for a lot of views because it was getting so big so fast. And if you've ever known like x squared on a graph, it's exponential, very exponential. And honestly, guys, it's so exponential that it couldn't be stopped. It was like I don't know how to describe it, but it was exponential. Look up an exponential graph, and that's what this is. That's what diss tracks is about 2 weeks ago. So after all the reactions, Comedy Shorts Gamer decided to react to Road to Shaw, or Harry from the Sidemen, about his video and his comment. And then he decides not to just go after Harry for the comment. He decides to go after the entire Sidemen group, except his brother, of course. He goes after Vikkstar. He goes after Ethan. He goes after Simon, Toby, and Harry. He goes after all of the guys except KSI. I think he did everyone but Josh Zerka on YouTube, as his alias is known as Zerka. But I don't think he went after him that much, maybe like 2 lines, but it was not, hard hitting. But then after that, this was just a stepping stone. This was like a pedigree. So let's imagine Ricegum had a baby. He had KSI. He had KSI, right? So Ricegum and Gabby Show, they both had a baby. His name's KSI. KSI had adopted a video that sparked 2 kids, Bazinga and Harry. Then after that, they all had not immediate family, but they had an extended family that a lot of people would react to. That was the reacts. That was the reacts part of this drama. But then after that, this sparked a lot of other, immediate families. So this became a whole Sidemen. So this is 7 kids in this bunch. And what happened is Comedy Shorts Gamer was not a part of the immediate family, but he was the reaction. He was a part of the extended family, also kind of semi-immediate, but he sparked a whole chain of like a tree root, and he went hard. So not only did he roast one person, he roast 6 people. 6 people. That's a lot of people to roast. And this ultimately sparked, I think, 1, 2, 3 videos on him, I believe. And those videos I will talk about soon, but I'm going in chronological order, so this is very, very seamless. So Comedy Shorts Gamer makes a video on 6 of the Sidemen guys because KSI supposedly left. And Simon, or Mini Minter, he responds to this video that, Comedy Shorts Gamer had made. And he called it KSI's Little Brother. And he talks about, how he got his fame based off his brother and whatnot. And honestly, he went really hard. It was a really great video. I recommend to go check it out because it's one of the better diss tracks. Then, this one was honestly just mind-boggling. So, KSI had been reacting to the Bazinga and the Harry diss tracks that he made on him. But he was talking about this video that he was going to make with Ricegum because he was down there in LA. And, Ricegum, he's a king of diss tracks, and all these diss tracks are going on. He thought, might as well make a diss track with him. And I don't know if that was his intention to go down there to make a diss track, because I don't think he knew that was going to happen. But I think he went on there just to go on vacation. So he drops a video called Earthquake, and he makes it with Ricegum. Ricegum is featured in this video, and it's a great video. This video was straight baller. He doesn't only go after Ethan, because I think he had more beef with Ethan. But, well, let me take that back. The next video after this Earthquake video is not the biggest. Well, it is the biggest one. So Earthquake is not the biggest one that KSI had made. Earthquake is actually the least one that he made. It's the worst diss track that he made of all of them. Not saying it's bad, but it's the worst of the three of them. So he drops this diss track, and it's targeted towards Ethan or Bazinga from the Sidemen. Also, he goes after the Paul brothers. He goes after Jake Paul and Logan Paul. He goes after both of them, and that was just a shocker. And Bazinga, when he reacted to it, he was like, he's not only going after me, he's going after the Pauls. He's going after the Ohio boys. And they go after Team 10 a little bit. Ricegum does, and, you know, they didn't care. It's not a big deal to them because they have bigger matters on their hands right now. And honestly, it sparked a lot of stuff. It kind of, you know, settled things a little bit more. But, you know, knowing Harry after that first diss track, you knew something was going to be up. So, in response, KSI made a video called Little Boy, and he dropped it the next day. Literally the next day, he dropped that video called Little Boy. And he talks about, you know, many things that are very personal to Harry, and not a lot of people knew about it, but a lot of people know about a possible, you know, drug habit. And, you know, they were talking about many vulgar things to his family, but he went hard. He went right in to any crease he could fit in. He's like rain on a wet day, and it's trying to find its creases right through the crack, and he's just crumbling the ground like an earthquake, That was not intentional, by the way. Anyways, this next video is just kind of funny. So in the video that Comedy Shorts Gamer had responded to, in one of the response videos, he's like, Vikkstar will never respond. So in approximately like 4 days, he drops this track, and it supposedly hit #1 in like 6 countries, and he was not expecting that. And knowing Vikkstar, he's a Minecrafter. He's a very chill guy when he plays Minecraft, but his other half decided to do this, and he really wanted to do this just because of part of the Sidemen and whatnot. And, you know, he did it just for fun, and he meant no harm out of it. He just kind of, you know, went in and, you know, shot some fires, and, you know, he did what he did. He did what he wanted to. But he did that. It reached #1, and not only that, so KSI dropped Little Boy. Then Deji decides to drop a video called Ungrateful, and this was in response to Mini Minter or Simon's video that he called KSI's little brother, and he just kind of, you know, shot fires back at him. So we have like two sides of the story. We have kind of like this Ethan KSI thing. We have this Harry and KSI thing, kind of with Joe Weller and, you know, whatnot. And then we also have the Simon and Deji kind of mixed in with Vikkstar, and, you know, Toby and the Simon and Zerka or Josh, they're just, you know, chilling. They're Team Skirt. And it's just fun just, you know, watching these little, you know, diss tracks go back and forth, because like I said, it started with 2 people, and, you know, it's just starting to, you know, come in and do it, you know, make its way through. So after this diss track on Simon, 2 videos went up simultaneously. One of them being Ethan, targeted towards KSI. You know, they had their beef, called Finished. He goes in hard. He's talking about, you know, multiple things that Harry will talk about in his video. And, you know, knowing Harry, he went full out. He did not hold anything back. He actually told the truth about what Ethan had kind of, you know, hinted at, and not a lot of people got until Harry talked about it in his video. So Ethan dropped a video called Finished, and he was done with all this diss track. Now he's reacting to all the diss tracks, because this Harry guy from the Sidemen is still going in hard on KSI. And in this video called KSI Exposed, he exposed him so hard that, I mean, I don't think there's a friendship between them anymore. I think their friendship's over. I don't know. But he goes hard. He honestly goes so hard that I think like a volcano could have erupted from the sounds of this video. It was so lit, and I loved it. I personally have watched all the videos because they're pretty good. But then KSI 3 days later, I believe, about, I want to say 6 days later, he drops this video called Two Birds, One Stone. Now, what I was talking about with Joe Weller, in Harry's first video on his first diss track on KSI, he had talked about when you're going to fight Joe Weller, you're going to get dropped. And that started this huge thing about, should he fight both Harry and Joe Weller? Which one should he fight, Harry or Joe Weller? But then after, this kind of stirred up, KSI put Two Birds, One Stone up. And this was after Road to Shaw / Harry and Joe Weller. This was two birds with one stone. Two birds got knocked down with one stone, which is this diss track. And he goes so hard. It was the best diss track so far. And hopefully it was just like the end. It was just the end of all diss tracks. Hopefully nobody's planning on doing more, because I think it's best left like this after KSI's video. And it was so amazing, and I can't believe that it actually happened, because nobody suspected it. Not even his Twitter, had hinted at it. He hadn't posted in like 3 days, and KSI just drops his video, and we had no clue that this was happening. So I think my opinion on diss tracks is that I think it's best left like this. But there's this one YouTuber, and during the mix of this all, he goes in with Connor Maynard, and some of you guys may know what video I'm talking about, and this is called the Compliment Track. He's talking about, Jake Paul, and his little disses, what his trash, music, nobody really likes it, and, he goes in on KSI and the Sidemen and Deji, all this bull crap that had happened for the last 2 weeks that we like to call diss tracks. And he calls it the compliment track. At least that's what I would call it at this point. And he's talking about, that all these people need to start complimenting each other, because the very beginning of the video was very impactful. It was I think the Dolan twins, and they were talking about, how are they going to feel after this is all over? They said these things, you can't change the past, you can only change the future. And this compliment track was talking about, people and the people who had dissed each other, and they're talking about their not necessarily their flaws, because that was all the diss track stuff, but how good they are at things and whatnot. So Casper Lee, my boy, Casper Lee made the compliment track with the boy Connor Maynard, and it was a really great video. I think it was number 2 on the trending at some point while it was up, and it still is up, but while it's hot. And it was in the mix of it all. Nobody suspected it. Casper Lee's a funny guy. Everyone loves him, and he makes these hilarious videos, and it was great just to see him get a part of this, just like Vikkstar. I mean, Casper Lee did have a little bit of an incentive. Vikkstar just wanted to, he just wanted to get involved. But Casper Lee, the bro, he just wanted to get involved. And that's what he did. And it was in a little bit of a different way. He was a little bit more unique about it. And I loved it. So I think that's going to wrap it up. I think we've talked about enough diss track stuff right now. It's been a lot of diss tracks going on for the past 2 weeks as this video is uploaded, and I don't even know what to say. I think I'm done here. I'll see you guys in the next one, but make sure to hit the like button and subscribe for more. Also, comment down below what I should do next and what I should talk about next, and if you guys have any suggestions, leave them down below in the comments, and I happily read them and possibly talk about them in the next CSGO commentary next Friday at 5 p.m. PST. Peace. That diss tracks could change somebody's life so much. I'm out.